Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game played between Axis on 2nd Panzergren, and he's going up against Tiberius Rancor on 20th Polish. So we're on Vertigo today. We're on Vertigo today, yeah, looking at the deployment. So let's do the deck reviews first. Wow, I'm really clued in today. Man, I'm just going to start again. Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game played on Vertigo Duel between Axis playing as 2nd Panzer Grenadier, a division which he claims he doesn't play that much, and he's up against Tiberius Rancor playing 20th Polish. Let's cover the deck reviews and then we'll get on with the deployments. Right, so this is Axis's deck for the 2v2. Let's go through it tab by tab. He's playing 2nd Panzergren as usual. He assures me that he doesn't play it that often. First of all, only 2 cards of supply is really interesting, especially given what division this is. Typically you'd want 3 cards of supply, and then a 3-card CV. Yeah, I mean, the other option's this, but it's good in that it's cheaper and it's got armor, but it's tracked, so it's slower, whereas this can get in fast. This is only 2 availability, so even though it's got smoke and it's wielding, etc., I mean, this is 3, so it's just better, even though it dies faster. Inf tab, so more CVs here, and these guys are forward deployed CVs, so if you're going to go for that, you might as well swap this out for this one, because if you're going to open with forward deployed CV in this tab anyway, what's the point in this? You don't need the speed anymore. You might as well have the survivability and the cheaper price. Then Milan 2. So between the Milan 2s, basically this one comes at, unlike something like the Milan 2s in the first UK, where you pay 5 points for airborne and the veterancy is the same. Here you get more veterancy as well, so you're basically paying for the same availability. So you're basically paying 5 points for 5% accuracy, which is worth it, to tell you the truth, and the airborne. FS Jaeger at 2 vet. They're a bit expensive compared to what they used to be, but they're still good. And then, yeah, just sort of standard 2nd Panzergren thing. So just spam Marders, spam Marders, spam Marders, and then you've also got the infantry in trucks. Basically, these guys should be 40 points. What is going on with this? So you've got... DMRs are really good. They're better than machine guns, particularly because of the suppression. And so you've basically got like 3 machine guns, and you can see a machine gun as like 2 guys. So you've got 4 rifles and then 3 machine guns, which is 6 men. So you're basically fighting with the strength of a 10-man squad here for 35 points. And you've got a decent rocket launcher. So for 35, so you compare it to... So basically what he's doing is also bringing the IFV infantry and trucks, because you just might as well, right? So for 15 points more, you get 3 more guys, but you lose the DMR. Do you see what I mean? So 15 points for 3 guys and a worse combat performance. The DMR is very, very useful. So that you just basically just don't bring Jaeger anymore. Yeah, you just bring these Panzer Grenadier guys. I mean, shout out to this unit, I guess, but yeah, really the Panzer Grenadier guys are just cracked at the moment, so you might as well just spam those. So I can understand why he's doing that. RT tab, I know he used to bring 4 of these, but now he's swapped into bringing these. I prefer these as well. I mean, the fact of the matter is, this is way more cost efficient, because you can get 2 of these for 280, whereas 1 of these is 260. But these are just so much easier to micro. I just like them because they're easier to micro. And they deal very big kaboom. And then mortars for smoke. Tank tab, so yeah, the 6 leopards, 2 command, and then these 2 at 1 vet, that's all very normal. And then the Jaguar 2s, that's normal. And then here, so he's spamming 10 Leopard 1A5s, whereas you could pay less points for Leopard 1A, 1A1, which is like, it's not as good, but it's cheaper, and so some people like to mix and match and just do like that, and then you've got 1 for every scenario, but I mean, it's neither here nor there, really. But yeah, your early game will suffer if you don't have these. This is basically too expensive to be useful. Recon tab, so Jäger Aufklärer, so 9 men with recon ability is very, very strong. And then he's also bringing the FS Jäger Aufklärer, which is 4 men with a Panzerfaust 3. with airborne deployment. I mean, I don't really see the need for these when you've got regular FS Jaeger, which are airborne forward deployed with a Panzerfaust 3. But, you know, if you've only got 4 of these and you need more Panzerfaust 3, maybe it makes sense. You could bring this, except this isn't a sniper, this is a DMR, and it costs the same as the sniper squads, so it's not very good. So I can understand why he's not brought it. You could get a recon helo. But yeah, Lux and Scimitar basically both fulfill similar roles. The Lux is wheeled, whereas the Scimitar's got a better gun. And then the Racist, basically you just put this with your tank so they can actually see something. This is a must bring, I think. I do like having the recon helos, but yeah, whatever. AA tab, so Ihawk, Gepard, Fliegerfaust is a very standard, very normal combo. There is, however, a new meta sweeping the ranks, which is basically you just buy these. Some AA guns are really OP now, so the Zwillinger is really, really good now, but the 120mm, the Willinger, which is the one TKS gets, is not good. Whereas this is actually pretty decent. Now that these can't be targeted by ATGMs, you basically just deploy them all and just run them at the enemy. It's pretty funny. And for only 2 points, 2 AP, you know, you could consider swapping out your Fliegerfasts for it. Yeah. Or you could, you know, you could even get rid of this and swap it out for 9 of these. That's how silly it is. It's worth doing. And then helis, so Bopar 2, yeah, that's normal. And then air tabs, so tornadoes, ASF. As far as ASFs go, this is like not very cost efficient at all. But you know, you don't really have much of a choice. And then you've got this one, which only deals 4 damage per shot, which is annoying. But it's 175 points. Then you've got the Tornado IDS AT, so this now is really good because the Mavericks got buffed. And the Seed. And the F4F HE2. So yeah, some people like to use like the Harriers. I don't know. It's up to you. I think this is the guy plays, despite what he may tell you, the guy literally plays a lot of second Panzergren, so you can consider that to be a very optimized deck. Switching to his opponent, we've got Tiberius Rancor playing the 20th Polish Circle. So the way this div works is you spam out BMP1 and then you get 2 cards of BMP2, T72 spam. So we'll go into tab by tab. First thing I noticed, he's only got 2 cards of supply. So I'm not sure why he did that. You need 3rd card, really. Yeah, this is the good CV to ring, because you get 3 of these, you only get 2 of these. Inf tab. Okay, so he's not bothered to bring the BMP2, which is like... This is basically the most cost-efficient unit in the game. At 60 points. It literally does everything. Shoots everything. Really, 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 really good. So yeah, that is definitely worth bringing. And, you know, like... I don't even upvet them. I leave them at no vet, because I like to bring 16 of them. And so I would be doing... this rather than just spamming out BMP ones. Like, you're paying 40 points more, but this doesn't have smoke, and this is whoops, and this is way better. This is way better. So that's how I would do it. And then yeah, the Sapezi Sturmowi, so you can pay 5 points more for Scott 2A, but I mean really, it's got the same range, and it deals 0.04 extra HE damage, which is like, wowee. Maybe the PKT will help, but I mean, it's neither here nor there really. I mean, you can spend 5 points more. It's not a lot of points, is it? 5 points. But yeah, so he's got the Sapezi Stormzy, new at McDonald's, and he's also got the oh, I see, he's just got those. So the regular Sapezi are really good, because they've got AT and they've got satchels, so I like to bring 1 of each, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I bring 1 of each. And then, yeah, he's got ATGMs in a car so they can get there fast. RT tab, 2 Danners and nothing else. I always bring a mortar for smoke. 2 Danners are really good. Basically the best howitzer in the game. The best 155mm class. I know this is 152, but that class, the heavy howitzers, not the super heavy howitzers, the heavy howitzers. This is basically, it's got the stats which make it very, very good. And then yeah, I like to bring a mortar for smoke in the Scott 2As, but I mean it doesn't have the AP, right? Tank tab. So we've got the Wilk, which has max range, and then two CV ones, and yeah, you might, because basically this has 15 armor, which mean and it doesn't have smoke, which means that it will die to a 30 AP missile, which is every AT plane in the game bar 2, whereas this will survive that for 15 points more. That's not right. This is 30 points more, and this is 20 points more. This should be more expensive. This should be 10 points more expensive, because that's only a 20-point gap. Whereas this is a 30-point gap, and this, look, 100. Oh, that's an A instead of an AD. Well, that's a 20-point gap as well. Weird. Weird. But no, this should probably cost 10 points more. I should write that down, actually. Just open up the calculator. Whatever, I'll just remember. T72 M1D price. Just... To be honest, the CV prices are all over the places. And then, yeah, regular T72M CV. I mean, not CV. Like, this is just so much better for the same reason. It can survive a 30 AP missile and it's got smoke, whereas this can't. So that's why there's a 25-point difference there. I'll be honest, yeah. And then, yeah, this thing, the coffin launcher, is very useful. And then he brings T55As and Mayutka ATGM carriers. So I'm not so sure about the T55A. I mean, but this basically fulfills the role of the BMP2s, which he's not bringing, and so I'd rather just bring the BMP2s. Recon tab, so this you put with your tanks. You put it with your tanks so you can give your tanks exceptional optics. And this you also put with your tanks. So it's like, well, what's the point in this? You can buy it at the start, but you've also got the honkers. Man, I've got a very itchy nose today. So basically, honker special forces goes faster than 100, but if you up vet it, it goes even faster. So, and given that you still get 4 availability, you should really be max vetting this. And then these guys, they're only a 4-man team, but you can bring them in a helicopter, which can make you put them in some interesting places. So yeah, I mean, credit to you. You can sort of try that at the start. We'll see if it works. Has that got a gun on it? Or is that just like a skid or something? It kind of looks like a gun. Like, you know, that there kind of looks like a gun. You know, here. It does, doesn't it? It looks like an autocannon. But on the... It doesn't... They didn't bring the ammo, I guess. AA, so Cub, Strela, yeah, that's very normal. There's also a new meta strat where you just buy a bunch of these and run them at the enemy, which is pretty funny, but this is a 3 AP slot. I mean, you could swap this out for it, but then you don't have any man pants, so it's, yeah, probably not the best division to do this on. And then helis, yeah, you just bring the 6 Mi-24Ds. This is overpriced, it really shouldn't cost that much for what it is. I mean, 16 pen, 40% accuracy. And then air tab, so he's bringing all 8 fighters. These fighters aren't very good, but he's bringing all 8 of them. I guess, I mean, that's a way to achieve air superiority, I guess. And then, yeah, rocket plane, AT plane. I would prefer to just bring the shotgun anti-helo one, and then you can bring 2 more AT planes. I mean, this is like the best card in the game, basically. This should not have a 1-second reload time. It's very silly. Or you could bring the rocket plane. I mean, between these 2 rocket planes, this one only has 8 HP and 10% ECM, whereas this has 10 HP and 30% ECM. But, you know, this is faster. The rockets are the same, but this also has air-to-air missiles. Do you know what I mean? Like, so for 45 points, you are actually getting a much better plane. It's got the guns as well, but I don't know, it's up to you. It's up to you. So yeah, those are the deck reviews, and now we'll get back to the deployments. Right, so with that out of the way, looking at the deployments, we've got Tiberius making use of those recon helos that we spoke about. He's going to try and cap Charlie, and looks like his plan is basically to defend Alpha and try and take Delta and Charlie, which is fair enough. He is on the bad side. Attacking Bravo at the start is very, very, very difficult. I've seen people do it, and I've seen it work. But generally, it's just not a good idea. It's much, much harder to attack Bravo than it is to attack Alpha because of this hill line back here. And the way that, so if you put an ATGM here as blue, you cut this reinforcement road. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, red can't do that. Even if red gets to here, the units can still get up to here before they get shot, right? And unload and what have you. Whereas if blue gets to here, it's just Jova, and it's Jova if they're there, and if it's Jova if they're here, and it's not fantastic. So I think Tiberius has the right idea here, which is hold Alpha and take Charlie Delta. So he's opening with this recon helo with guys in it, and that should get there. And then he's got the honkers, but he's not upvetted them, so they are a bit slower than they otherwise would be. And because of that, he's not actually going for this building, because blue will get there first. So instead he's going further back here. And then he's got a Malyuka ATGM carrier, which is coming around to here. And yeah, CV for Delta Charlie, presumably, and a helo and a plane. So one of the MiG-21s. We know he's got 8 of these AA MiG-21 BIS. BIS stands for Bison. The people in the comments will tell you that Bison is actually an upgrade which happened much later out of time frame. They're all wrong. I'm right. MiG-21 BIS stands for MiG-21 Bison. And so he's using this presumably just to protect this and his helicopters. So he's also going to try and take mid with his Ros Specialny and an Mi-24D. Opening helicopters against 2nd Panzergren is reasonably effective. It's very effective, really, because 2nd Panzergren, its forward deployment has no forward deployed AA, so the helicopters just kill them. And its fighters are not, like the Tornado especially, is just not a cost-efficient fighter, so if you buy it at the start, not only is it 1/6 of your income anyway, 250 out of 1,500 points, but also it tends to just lose the fight. It's just not a very reliable fighter. So then, yeah, we've got a honker coming over to Alpha, and then, yeah, CV, Estrella, a Malyuka, T-72M, a Coburn, another T-72. So, despite the fact that he's going for Delta Charlie, he is actually putting quite a lot on Alpha, and what he's putting there are mainly offensive units. So the T-7, like, so this is 170 points. It's made to attack things with. It can work on the defense, but it's not got a max range gun, and generally it's for attacking. Obviously, this is the command version, whereas, so this Malyuka carrier is 55 points, so you can get 3 of these for the price of that T-72M1, and these are made for defending, because ATGM's generally a defensive unit, just because of the way they work. So, switching to Axis's deployment, he's going to try and take this at the start. I mean, that's interesting, he's just coming right the way around here, so he's trying to put a Milan 2 over there, rather than trying to use like this road and then coming round. He's being quite aggressive there, and then he's also putting his recon there, and he's got a forward deployed CV going to Alpha. Behind that, he's got 2 Marder 1A3 Milans, 3 Leopard 1A5s, a Gepard, and a Racist. So that's a pretty big force there. Big push-in force there. Although the Leopard 1A5, so it outranges the T-72, but in a 1v1, the T-72 will win. Unless the Leopard 1A5 can just kite extremely well. The fact that it only has 16 pen at max range means that I'm pretty sure it can't even shoot. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it can't even shoot at max range because the enemy armor value is too high. I'm not sure. Maybe this needs to be higher. But yeah, we'll see. Either way, it's not going to be doing a lot of damage. So, yeah, he is going to try and take mid with an FS Jaeger Aufklärer backed up by a Scimitar, although the Scimitar isn't helping that much. And on the right, he's only actually got 2 units, an FS Jaeger and a FS Jaeger Aufklärer. So he's seeding this, and it's clear that he wants to try and attack Alpha at the start. So let's get on with it. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joinerifying the channel, generously joinering the channel, generously joinerating the channel. They get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos at a rate of 1 a week. Best way to support the channel. At the highest tier, they also get their games cast at a rate of 1 per month. And that's basically the closest thing to Warno coaching you'll find. I don't believe anybody else offers sort of a more comprehensive coaching service. This is basically, you know, you get your games looked at, you get your decks looked at, you can learn a lot. Also, you know, you get bragging rights. So this is a pretty popular tactic to just leave the plane back here. And so if blue spawns a bomber without noticing, so we won't actually be able to see this. Okay, so that guy dies to the Mi-24D. And you'll see that this guy actually got there at the same time, despite the fact that this is, you know, recon deployed instead of airborne deployed, because of that special forces making it faster. Looks like Axis is going to get in over here, though. Okay, so double tornado purchase for that MiG-21 Bison. And so double tornado makes sense to deal with the helicopters and the other enemy plane. And he's going for that MiG-21 BIS there, which doesn't make it. But because he stacked his fighters like that, you see, this one's actually evac on missed. Because the enemy's missed and it still suppressed him, which is a total pain in the neck. And yeah, I guess he could go for this, but I don't think he sees it anymore. Because it is on the ground at his land, so he won't be able to see it. But he could go for the Mi-2P. An alternative is, yeah, you try and strafe, but he's out of rounds. Okay, so he evac'd it there. What he should have done is clicked back here, and then Shift V, and then it would evac out of sight. Because now Tiberius knows that this is evac'd, and he knows that the other one's evac'd, because he's seen them both evac'd, because they've evac'd over him. When that symbol comes up above, everybody sees that. Pretty aggressive push from that Ros Specialny thing, and it does not make it. And these T-72s are looking quite exposed now, because now they've got no infantry to shield them. Tornado IDS-AT purchased, I mean, the Cub would take that out. And now we get to see what the Leopard 1s can do against the T-72s. Although, do you see how he's retreating them here? Because he doesn't want to get shot by what's over here. But what that does mean is that, so yeah, he's trying to abuse it so that he can, like, so if you get to there, then you can shoot the infantry, but the fire support can't shoot you, which is basically what he's trying to do here, what he's successfully doing here. And you got to be wary of that if you're an attacker. It really is a defender's paradise, this game, even with the vision changes. So Gepard lights up the Mi-24D, and you'd expect this to go down pretty quickly. It might even die. Tornado IDS-AT takes out a honker, you know, that Maverick missile, 2 Maverick missiles there, and as I said, yeah, that goes down. And so he's just brought the other one up, which is optimistic, to say the least. Axis could fast attack move this rather than just attack moving it, because then it would use the road, and you see it's gonna shoot that FS Jaeger. He's ran it back here. I don't know if that's just because it's on defensive. Actually, it might just be because it's on defensive. And the Tornado IDS-AT did take out that honker, but he lost his FS Jaeger. The thing is, there's not actually, I mean, I can understand holding this because you don't want people to get back here and start messing you up and coming over here and all this nonsense. But yeah, yeah, what can I say? He needs to put another blocking unit here, basically. So Scimitar opens up on the diverse individual, but yeah, this is an advantage Red gets on this map. And Mi-24D went down to the Gepard. Yeah, Gepards are really good, especially when they're 2-vet, because they're buffed by the CV, their accuracy's higher, and you basically just can't escape them if they get a good bead on you. But yeah, this is an advantage Red does have on this map, is that if they get something to here, they can shoot down this road, which is really annoying. Tornado IDS-AT, I think it wanted to go on this. And, okay, so the Cub's been revealed now, so we should know about the Cub. He's not got a supply here, so when he's using that, when he's using those smokes, he's not getting them back. Tornado IDS soaks, and then the seed missile misses one and hits the second one. So really good airplay there from Axis. You saw he used the IDS-AT to bait out the Cub shot, and he had the seed right behind it. So that Tiberius didn't have time to sort it out. But yeah, the best thing for dealing with this would be an infantry squad. But yeah, with the changes to vision, it is a lot easier to see these teams now. I do think they should be a bit cheaper, and like this one as well. So if you think about it, this one costs 80, whereas a forward deployed Jeep one, so the Rover Milan 2, costs 55. And the reason for that is that this dies slower, and also it's harder to spot because buildings used to have higher stealth than forests. But now that buildings and forests have the same stealth, it's not harder to spot anymore. It's the same to spot. So I think all of these should come down by about 10 points. So, Panzer Grenadier getting shot there, and the Danner's been purchased, and it's going for that Milan 2 team. It's quite far away, and it doesn't have corrected shot, so it's probably, yeah, it's missing there, although this one might hit. No, that misses as well, and it's, yeah, he doesn't have corrected shot. If he did, it would have probably hit him on the first one. He only needs one good hit there to take him out. Malyutka gets LOS blocked there. Sieg's back up, but the no Cub replacement has been purchased. He's actually sending that quite deep. He risks enemy fighters coming out. Ah, he's evac'd it over the enemy now, so now they know he's evac'd again. Strella's going to shoot there, or Strzelala. Strzelala is Polish for washing line, so I like to say Strzelala, even though the pronunciation of this is Strela. That's just how Polish works. The Z is apparently, yeah. So there you go, Cubs purchased now, and that guy took a hit he didn't have to take. This is interesting. I mean, you really don't want to clump them up like this because one miss will suppress both of them, or one hit will suppress the other one. But yeah, it is smart to use the guns on them to shoot outlying targets. This man survives, but you see the power of the guns there, you know, they almost got him. That was cheeky 5 HE there. And yeah, looks like Tiberius is pushing now. He is on a +2, and I'm not... Oh, because he's got these. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say why. But yeah, it's because he's got these, and Axis doesn't have them. So Red winning here, and I'll be honest, Tiberius doesn't have to push. I don't really think he should be doing so. It depends. Obviously, like, I always push when I don't have to, because I just find it fun. And if I lose because of it, whatever. That's fun as well. Well, no, it's not. It's fun for you. I don't like it. But yeah, if you're in Tiberius's position, you don't really want to be pushing here. What you want to do is make sure there's more than 2 units here. Because let's say Axis wakes up and decides to slam into this with a bunch of his blob, right? He's gonna take it. There's really nothing here, and you're seeing that happen now. So, you know, with the recon buffs, he can now see this, whereas before he wouldn't be able to see it until it's in AT range. And, you know, he's like, oh, yeah, there's not actually a lot here. Interesting. Oh, okay, I'll send some more guys. And you see that, so Tiberius, he's building up here and he's pushing here, but it's a suboptimal play. He really needs to secure his flanks first. This does miss. I mean, 50% and low cohesion, which is minus 75%, means it's literally got 12.5% accuracy. And the Milan 2... Will it beat the Honker? That Special Forces sure is gnarly, but yeah, that range, because accuracy also scales with range, got pretty high range there. But Tiberius is doing the right thing. If you want to take this, you need to... I mean, I think he should be reinforcing this, really. But if you want to take this, he's doing the right thing in that you need to take this position, and then you can squeeze this out. But generally, it's just not worth attacking here. It's just very, very difficult. And I really do think he should be reinforcing this, and he seems to have come to the same conclusion, so he's starting to put some ATGMs in, and some BWP-1s, T-72M, probably because of these scimitars, right? And, yeah, Tiberius just... He's realised, well, I can't really get in there, there's too many tanks and stuff. The Leopard 1 blob is pretty significant. So, Diverse Individual opens up there, takes out the scimitar. And yeah, the Marder 1A3 Milans with this scimitar, spotting this enemy here. I mean, this has 3 armor, so that wouldn't have one-shot it anyway, because it's 14 pen instead of 17. He shouldn't unload here, he should just go for it. Because, I mean, it depends, like, if you play against Poland a lot, then you'll know that this AT is not very good. And so there you go, so now he can just YOLO, although this might... Okay, even if it hit, it wouldn't have, it's only 14 again, right? Although the side armor here is 3. So yeah, Marder 1A3s, take that guy out. And yeah, to be honest, I would probably unload him here because you don't know what's in there. But obviously we have perfect vision, and so we know that there's nothing there. He doesn't. So if he takes this with a CV, then that'll stop the tick. And frankly, he could just come over here, or he could put one here. And Tiberius, he's moving on this angle. It's a suboptimal play. M110 purchased, going on where the Pychota Zedmech used to be, and the Seed's back out, misses the Cub twice, and then gets evac'd by the miss. Whoa, where did this come from? How long have they been there? But yeah, this does have 40% ECM, and these missiles are really not good. So, although missing 4 of them is not fantastic, he would actually need 3 hits to kill, because these only deal 4 damage, so 2 of these or 3 of these. And these have Ligmas on them, which is why they're so expensive, is that they're also pretty effective fighters. So Leopard 1's going on T-72s. You'd expect the T-72s to win, especially when they're backed by BWP 1s, but generally this is a very cost-effective unit. And yeah, you should just fight it. I mean, the Leopard 1s, look, they've got to hit them like 3-4 times to actually do anything. That got side shot, which is really bad news because now he's out of stuff. Although, so you see, that's only 14 pen. And the Leopard 1s, you know, they can come back here now and start using the stealth. These FS Jaeger are giving good vision on everything, which means the F4 FHE can come in. Gets hit by the Cub. There are 2 of them back there. Although the second one was switched off. The Strela hit him with its 45% accuracy. So there you go. Sometimes it'd be like that. And these Panzer Grenadiers have unloaded now. The Scimitars. Okay. That must have been a miss, because, I mean, otherwise it would have killed it, but... okay. Interesting. But yeah, there's no AA in this, and so the helicopter's the obvious response, right? And those Phalangers now, they've got 20 pen. It used to be like 16 or 14 or something. So Seed's back out. I think it missed. But now it's going for the helicopter. Oh, gets hit by the Cub on its way out. And so the helicopter survives, because this didn't get its full salvo of guns off and everything. I mean, it might have survived anyway, but yeah, these need to smoke, really. I don't think this is very intelligent. And he probably should have brought a Gepard instead of a Leopard here. Now he's backing up with more Marder 1A3 Milans, so this is, you know, 90 points. And here we go, it's a double tornado on that. There's no Cubs over here, he knows, because when the Seed came over, the only Cub hits were coming from over here. And now he's doing the same thing that Tiberius was doing to him before. He's going to leave his fighters back here. And so if an enemy bomber comes out, they can fight. But yeah, you really don't want them like right next to each other like that anymore, since the suppress on miss changes. Leopard 1s have managed to push Tiberius back to his starting location here. And honestly, it's just an ill-thought-out attack. He wants to defend here and hold these. I mean, he's done it the wrong way around. Although, I mean, he's got people here now. Tornado IDS-AT with its 30 pen missile misses, but this only has 15 front armor, so if it had hit, it would have killed it. Although, and it's got less than 10 HP right now anyway. And you see the power of the these buildings, right? You can put it here, or you can put it here, and so you don't know exactly which one to target. But when it's shooting and not moving, then you do. Tornado IDST takes out the BWP-1, but not the T-72M. And Tornado F3, both of them evac. That's a shame. You should leave one up, really. I mean, this still has 7 missiles, even if it's not got the guns. T-72M finally goes down to that. I mean, if you know it's flying around and you can't really stop it, you want to try and break LOS somehow, just go hide in here or something. And he could use the guns now to shoot the Pychota. I'll be honest, having 3 guys in one building is really not intelligent, and he is about to pay the price for that. Like, these should have all been spread out, and frankly, one of them should have ended up over here. Looks like he is spreading out now. Well, he's not spreading out, he's just moving them all. And, yeah, the M110 is going for where the Cubs used to be, but the Cubs have moved. And Axis has managed to hold this, which you'd expect, because it's quite an easy position to hold. And because he's taken this, he's sorted this out now. So he needs to smack into here, really, as fast as possible. You know, he's holding this just fine. He's got 21 PED AT here, the Panzerfaust 3. He's realised that, you know, he can sort of air spam over here. He really needs some close-range AA, though. I mean, there's no Gepard. He's just spamming Marders. There's no recon, you know, to give you a corrected shot on the RT. Although he has bought a CV for it, which is good, because now it will shoot faster. So basically firing every minute, more or less, 3 rounds a minute. this rounds, by the way. But basically, yeah, you're gonna use 480 supply every 4 minutes. So when I saw that he brought 2 cards of supply, I was quite surprised. Like I literally bring 4, which is probably overkill on second Panzer. On second UK, I bring 4, and he takes those both out. That's why you don't want them both in the same building either. I mean, it's just sort of counterproductive, right? You might as well just have one in here, one in here. Rocket MiG-21 BIS coming out, and the tornadoes are out to meet it. Gets the FSJ Aufklärer, but dies. So that's 110 point unit dead to kill a 40 point unit. Or was it 50? It's not this one because it was the small one. Here it is, 50. Marder 1A3's unloading over here now. Tornadoes going back to the back. You really don't want to be clumping up like this. And Tiberius has finally bought a cub for this side. So he's got 3. So he's only lost 1 cub so far, which is interesting. I thought it'd be more. And so he knows about this now. I wonder if he's bought the second RT piece. I'm really surprised he doesn't have a Milan 2 in here, so that he can shoot the guys as they come down that road, or at least see them, a recon unit or what have you. I can't believe I missed that. So that this is the counterplay to that tornado thing. I think he lost both of them. It might have just been one. I mean, that's definitely a burning wreck of something. Can't really tell. Only one came up here, but anyway, yeah. If you put all your fighters back here, then yes, 8 bad fighters, which is what Tiberius has in his deck, as you know from the deck review, which you didn't skip, is not a good idea. Once again, he's clumping up his guys, and so they're all going to get hit here. So that's 16 men. Oh, it was a miss. There's another miss. He's not got any recon here, so he's not got corrected shot. There's a recon here, but this is way out of the circle. So these men all survive, actually. They only took 1 loss. But a lot of that is to do with RT Splash being really dumb. It needs to literally be twice as wide. And, you know, Tiberius, he's got to rotate some guys over. He needs to sort this out. He's got all this stuff here, and it's not really doing anything. And he could just send it over here. And like, if he takes this back, he's on a +2. He's got the Conga line up. iHawks one-shot these, by the way, which is probably why we've just seen 2 iHawks purchased, because they deal 9 damage, and these only have 8 HP. And, yeah, there's no Shorad here. I don't... Like, what? Sending 1 sort of makes sense, because you can sort of, you know, you can try to get him here and do stuff, or even in this, like, house or whatever, you got good vision or what have you, but sending them all is kind of pointless. So there you go, that guy went down. And yeah, it's just there's just not much of a mixed what's the word I'm looking for? Why am I such a racist? All I can think is of the phrase mixed race, which is like not what I'm trying to say. Combined arms. There's not much of a combined race fighting force here. There's just Marder 1A3 Milan spam. 6, in fact. And the CV. There's a bit of recon, which is nice. I mean, that certainly helped him shoot the diverse individual there. And like these Marders, yeah, 1 shooting. I'm not sure Tiberius has sort of woken up to this. It's got 17 pen, so it would one-shot it if it hits. It's just, you know, I mean, he could be using them all. So he does get that on the second try. As you can see, these rockets are kind of not... Okay, I think that was killed by the Phalanger, not the dumbfire rockets. And, yeah, okay, so some positional fighting going on here. Neither side really willing to do anything, you know, major. So, like, defending is easier than attacking, etc. And Tiberius, you see, he's just sitting behind these buildings here. Like, he could just be sat behind this one as well. Rocket, MiG takes out that Milan 2. And only one of the iHawks shoots once, and it survives it. And yeah, big losses here for Axis. I mean, he didn't have any Gepards. He's finally bought them now, but all his guys are dead. And yeah, so there you go. He gets one shot by the iHawks. He needs to move these now, like, immediately. This Dana has been successfully counter-batteried, but is still alive. owing in part to the fact that artillery splash is very bad. So you see it's smoking a little bit there. And Lux will beat BRDM too. But yeah, these Mi-24Ds are lethal. They're just killing everybody. And so he's moved these now, which makes sense. And he's got the Gepards coming up, but now he doesn't have... Okay, so he's trying to counter-battery that again, but it's moved. He doesn't have anybody to defend these, so now he's bought more Marder 183 Milans and a third Gepard. But yeah, just one Gepard when he did this push. I mean, they're 80 points, right? So he could have got one of these instead of one Marder 183 with the other thing. So he's coming for the helicopters. He's trying to brave the planes. Oh, he's got the Eyehawks to try. Okay, I see what he's doing. He's trying to drag the planes over the Eyehawks, which is very sensible actually. And you know they are doing some missing here. Oh, they're out of ammo. That's a shame, man. I mean, he literally could have killed all three of these if he'd had the ammo. It's a big shame. I mean, it was a nice idea. It was like a really good idea, but the execution just wasn't there. The CV did go down to the Mi-24D, but the helo did die to the Gepards, presumably. And yeah, it's a shame. I mean, if he'd had the ammo, he really could have got all of those. I think I already said that though. And yeah, so the Panzer Grenadier, you see he's kept it here so that if things come past he can shoot them, but he just got it there, so the Scott 2 is going to get in, but the Gepard will kill that. I've seen Gepards 1v1 warriors, which is pretty interesting. Like the warrior and the infantry just beats both of them. It's pretty effective vehicle, this. The main issue is it's only got 640 rounds. But yeah, having 3 armor's a big boon. And there you go, so the T-72 gets tickled a little bit, and you see that the Scots getting bullied, but the Gepards can't fight the T-72, and they should really, I mean, the Panzer Grenadiers saved them, basically, but, oh, I see, he's just trying to keep it visible for the Tornado IDS. Seed got the Cub there, or maybe, I think the Seed revealed it, and the Tornado IDS AT got it. I think that's what happened there. And, okay, so Tiberius is trying to attack here again, but this is just such an easily defendable location. It's just not... doesn't make any sense. Also, like, Axis hasn't moved these. So, yeah, Seed's back out. Tornado IDS-AT survives, and then the Seed fires twice and misses both times. There's something up with Seed, man. I feel like it does that a lot now. I don't know. And he's just buying Marder 183 Milan, Marder 183 Milan, Marder 183 Milan. That's how you play this div. I mean, that's sort of what it's all about. And since the recon changes, you know, West Germany's way back in the meta. TK is still garbage, but 2nd Panzergrenadier, and particularly 5th Panzer, you just do the mech blob. So you see that these are literally doing 1 damage, and they weren't even shooting from max range because they couldn't. And I mean, so silly. But he's got so many of them. It's like a firing squad. So he's keeping them well microed, right? The low ones he's bringing back. You see, they can survive 1 hit from the T-72s. But they're literally dealing 1 damage. And so, you know, Tiberius, he does have the advantage here. But he didn't have any recon with this. And so I feel like he can't actually see. So, really good play from Axis there with the Leopard 1s. And now, here you go. This is 2nd Panzergrenadier at its finest. Like, you can be winning for most of the game, and then if you leave them alone for 5 minutes, then you wake up to this just storm of Marders with Gepards behind it and Leopards usually. Although there's no, I've not seen him buy a single Leopard 2 all game actually. I'm starting to understand why he's buying the Leopard 185s. But generally they don't trade well versus T-72s. It's just you got Tiberius sort of got out microed there. So, yeah, the Marders versus the T-55As, you would expect these to lose. And honestly, I really don't understand why Tiberius didn't bring the BMP2s, BWP2s in this case. As you'll know from the deck review, he chose not to bring them. And that is nonsensical because BMP2s are very, very good against this. Because they outrange the ATGMs, right? Wow, it survived. That's crazy. They outrange the ATG. Right, okay, so Seed's back out again. This was switched off, I think. And, you know, that 40% ECM sort of paying for itself there. He gets the CV in. It's not, I mean... It was visible to these BWP ones. I'm not sure if anything happened with that. And you know, the air bully is up, and those fighters are all repairing or whatever, and you know, the Cubs have been suppressed by the Seed quite effectively, and so all these T-72s are being taken out by the Tornado IDS-AT, and then that leaves the Marder 1A3s to fight the BMP-1s, and because these only have 16 pen, you know, these have 5 armor, so they usually fight. Okay, so there you go, MiG-21 Bison's back, and there you go, so now both Tornado fighters are down, but the Eyehawks are still here. I'm quite surprised by the Eyehawk, like, disposition. I would have had one of these over here somewhere. Like, you know, it's not a big deal. But, yeah, like, the skies are clear for Blue now, and now he's free to bring in this, which I think he bought before. I think that's an old purchase. That T-72-1 MD is worth noting that T-72s have 3 top armor, unlike all of the mediums, which have 2. They will still die if you get corrected shot and shoot 2 times 3. If you shoot 6 203mm rounds with corrected shot on it, yes, it's going to die. And so he didn't move it there. He's just sort of had it sat in the open, and he was punished for that. These automatically switch off when they run out of ammo, which they've done there. And Axis is on a +2 now. He's managed to sort this out. And so, yeah. And he's going for that rocket one with the Tornado Seed, with the Ligmas. He should get the guns on it. Eyehawk hits it. I mean, he's got 3 Eyehawks up. He's not moving them, though. He needs to move them. I guess that was going on the RT. And Tiberius will actually be able to swing in here because, like, this disposition of forces is very odd. Like, he should have at least one of these Marder 1A3s here, so that he can see things coming down this road. And, you know, one here so he can shoot down here, one here so he can shoot things coming over here, but instead he's just sort of got them all back here and he's just waiting for some supply. So Tiberius is going to take this back, and that's going to stop the tick, even though there's not really much behind this. And, like, you know, if these Marders were up here, they'd shoot these as they come in. Obviously you got to watch out for this, right? But these, you know, you'd be able to shoot them as they come in, but it's not the case. A very cost-efficient squad for 35 points, to tell you the truth. And yeah, this has vision, but it can't do anything, so you'd expect the Leopard 2 to come shoot. Come help out. Eat out to help out. There we go, it's happening. Tornado IDS-AT goes on the T-55A, misses it. This one here just gets popped, which you'd expect, really. And yes, more Marder 1A3s, more Marder 1A3s, more Marder 1A3s. This Leopard 1 blob still rocking it, mostly healed up, though not fully. No targets for the RT, I guess. And yeah, so that's not making it, really, is it? The oh wow, okay, no way, it's just been stunned by the death of its vehicle, and now this can't see it. So it might die, actually. Okay, it misses. I mean, it has lost cohesion, so its accuracy's half of this, basically, so it's about 27% or something. The CV's in a spot of bother. And there you go, one of the Gepards does go down, and the blob is now moving this way with the CV. Yet to see any of those AT planes from Tiberius. He does get the Su-22 AT plane, basically the best AT plane in the game. But yeah, I mean, the fact that Axis can just sit here and just sling these Mavericks all day is really not good for Tiberius at all. He has had his air defense suppressed. He's got no Cubs left. It's all just Strelas now. And that's obviously your worst nightmare when you're 20th pole and you don't have good fighters. But it is weird that the MiG-21s come at 4 availability and the Harrier ASF only comes at 3. Makes you think, you know. And yeah, that was a good grouping on that bomber. It's evacing this way, which isn't really what you want, because there should be AA here, but there's not, apart from this one Strela, which has been there for quite some time. And BMP1 trading there, trading blows. But yeah, it will eventually go down. Oh wow, it gets two. Gets two. Very much paid for itself there. And yeah, what Axis needs to do now is, I was going to say, yeah, get an infantry Milan 2 team in here, get one up here, get one here, you know, get some infantry here, start sending it this way, or just run up, because you've got open ground superiority. Yeah, the Malyutka there, that defensive Malyutka paying for itself. And yeah, I mean, Axis, he's pulling it back here. He's got 9 minutes to sort this out. Tiberius is still in the lead. And yeah, he's trying to get up some more supply, but like he's got loads of supply here, but this isn't supplied, you know. Dana's back in action. Sees a supply vehicle, you might as well shoot something. And I guess he just sort of assumes there's somebody in there, but there's actually not. And here you go. So Tiberius, he's got T-72 in here, just in the corner there. And a Tornado IDS-AT comes in and blows it up, because I don't know, that was an M1. So even if it had 17 armor, that was a side shot. You can see because it's side on. I can't remember. This is an M2. I think the M1's only got 15. No, hang on. What? Okay, yeah. It's still 70. It's just it got side shot. So if he was facing that, he would have been fine. If he'd smoked, he would have been fine. If he'd used the Dana to smoke instead of just sitting there, he would have been fine. If he'd hidden behind this building here, he would have been fine. Plane wouldn't have been able to hit him. But no, he just sat there and got shot. So, you know, he is behind though at the moment. I mean, the fact that all his AA died is really not fantastic. So he's making a last ditch push here, but he's got no infantry. So the Tornado is just going to sit there and keep slinging. The Leopard 1s haven't even been deployed yet. Like, these should really be in this tree line so they can shoot. The FSCA, like, there's very little place to hide here. This does have 675 meters range. It missed. That was a side shot because for some reason these are showing side armor. That was a front shot, so you see it only does 3 HP. They're right on top of each other, so they're both getting hit and suppressed by the same rounds. Leopard 185s have been deployed now. Tornado IDS-AT, I mean, literally he's just sat there slinging Mavericks. Like, he's just got them up all the time. They've done so much work. Like, you only get 2 per card. I want to see the KD on this at the end. That's what I'm looking forward to. So Tiberius, you know, he's not out of this yet. You can spam these a lot. That was sort of his strat, right? There's only 65, so you can buy 4 a minute? No, that's not right. 140, 280. So you can buy 3 a minute with a supply or something. And yeah, Tiberius, you know, he's got in here, but the firing squad has found him. And, you know, he didn't have any infantry here. And frankly, his strategy was, like, his opener was really well thought out. And down that goes. His opener was very well thought out. It was take this, hold this. Very smart. And then instead of holding this, he just started attacking Bravo. And there was really no need to do that. The map isn't balanced, so you shouldn't be doing that. So just massive. Like, this is just such a cost-efficient squad. I really do think it should be 40. So if you compare it to arm rifles, they're 7 men. And an extra man is somewhat important, but the fact that these have a DMR is very important. Look at this, he's just unloading it in front of him. I also think they shouldn't come in trucks. I just don't think you should have that capability. I mean, it's an IFE unit. Like, why is it coming in trucks? So there's literally no reason to buy Jaeger. So as you'll know from the deck review, this is his inf tab. He doesn't have any Jaeger because, well, what's the point? Just buy Panzer Grenadiers, 35 points. So Tiberius surrenders them. And yeah, that was a really good game. I mean, Tiberius had it and he just saw through. I really liked watching Axis's dismantling of those 4 cubs. Like, once he got the 4 cubs, it was basically Jova, right? So the Siege got 3, and I'm not sure what happened to the 4th. Oh yeah, a Tornado IDS-AT got 1, right? There it is. So yeah, this was what I wanted to see, this Tornado IDS-AT taking out all those vehicles there. And, you know, the Tornado F3 is doing well there. Good air spam from Axis. And, yeah, the Polish div, I mean, you can bring 8 cubs, so that is something you should really look into, but usually 4's enough. It's just Tiberius kept losing them to seed. Which, you know, it does happen. And then the iHawks one shot. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. One shot in the MiG-21 Bisons there. And the Dana didn't really do that much, did it? But yeah, I mean, Axis could have worked on his combined arms a little bit with these Marders. Like, the Gepards weren't there with the Marders, and so if he just bought one fewer Marder 1A3 and one more Gepard in that initial push on the right, he would have just won that much faster. But yeah, he was going to win that. I mean, Tiberius was basically out of stuff, and like not bringing the BMP2s doesn't make much sense to me. Anyways, I'll see you around. GG.